Hey everyone, hope you're all having a great day. Today, we're going to be talking about becoming an Animagus in Hogwarts Legacy. So to start off with, I'm just going to answer the question of whether or not I believe you will be able to become an Animagus in Hogwarts Legacy. I personally believe that you won't be able to become an Animagus in Hogwarts Legacy. My reasoning behind that is I feel like it'll be an addition to the game that will take a lot of time and effort, and that time and effort the developers will want to put into other things, into character creation and customization, into the storyline and the open world that this game provides. I don't think they will focus on this. Another reason being, it is such a hard thing to do. It is very, very difficult for wizards to do in the quote-unquote real world, and so I don't know if they'll want our character to be able to do something so difficult. We do know they have a special ability and they are a very powerful wizard, but I am unsure if they'll want to have us be able to do this complicated magical transformation. But I am going to be talking about how I think it could properly be implemented into the game and how I would like it to be done. I have an idea of a good way for it to be implemented and for it to work well within the story and for it to still be challenging and to fit within the canon universe of Harry Potter and the Wizarding World. So my idea is that it not be a part of the main story mission, that if it were in the game, it to be a side quest, something that you do not have to do, you can choose not to do, you can still complete the whole story and never have to become an Animagus. But it be a side quest that's there for you that you can choose to complete if you'd like, but a very, very difficult one. As we know, it is a very difficult transformation, and even very powerful wizards have a hard time completing this transformation. So if it were a side quest, it could be something that you could do over a long period of time, and I would also like it to be something that you can fail, something you can mess up and do improperly. So maybe, let's say, first you have to go to the library and research. So you actually have to go to the library in-game, do some in-game kind of research, maybe not actually do the research, but your character will need to go to the library, find a book or something, a few books, a lot of books, and do extensive research on, and maybe because of that, they do worse or their performance gets worse in other classes because they're spending so much time researching how to become an Animagus. After that, maybe you have to go out and you have to gather the resources for whichever animal you would like to turn into, and maybe there's a chance you gather the wrong resources. Maybe you have a 50-50 chance, or you're not quite sure which resource you need, and you get one and it could be the wrong one and it could mess up your transformation, and that be it. Either you have to start all over, or for the rest of this playthrough you cannot become an Animagus. Another thing is I feel like you'd have to pick a location. So as a side quest, I believe this wouldn't be something you would be doing lawfully. This would be something you're doing under the radar that you don't want other witches and wizards to know about, especially the Ministry of Magic. So you have to pick a secret location, and maybe your location can get found. Maybe, there's X amount of locations to choose from, and there's only one right spot to do it, and you can kind of maybe try and figure out which location is correct by doing some scouting or stuff like that within the open world. But maybe you don't 100% know, or maybe if you don't do enough scouting or location finding, you could pick a wrong location, your magical transformation process and your hideout could get located, and that's it. You can no longer become an Animagus for this playthrough. I know it sounds difficult and maybe a bit too harsh, but again, I want it to be difficult. I don't want it to be something you can complete successfully every playthrough, as it is such a hard thing to accomplish. I'm not saying it couldn't be in the game. I would absolutely love for you to have the ability to become an Animagus within the game. Maybe it is. Maybe it's right there in the story. Maybe for some reason, for a mission or a goal, you have to become an Animagus. So right in the story, you do it. And I would still love that. You would have to be able to have some sort of way to choose the form you want to. And I think this could be as easy of just having a list of certain animals you can turn into and you choose, as it doesn't so much depend on your characteristics, what kind of Animagus you turn into. That's more of a choice, unlike your Patronus. But we'll see. As I said in my previous video, I definitely believe you'll be able to conjure a Patronus. I think that's basically a given, but this is quite a big step up from Patronus. Patronus is still very hard. Harry Potter successfully did it when he was 13, and that he was one of the youngest ever to do so, and this is still a huge step up from that. Obviously, we know the Marauders did it for Lupin. James Sirius and Peter Pettigrew all successfully completed it, so since they did, I don't think it's out of the question for our character to be able to. I just don't know if it's a direction the developers are going to want to take this game. I really hope they do, and I personally really hope they use some sort of side quest to do it. It can be a few months long side quest that you have to do, and maybe, for when you're really working on it, there's 2 weeks in game that you have to go and check on it every day or do some work on your transformation. And if you miss a day, then maybe you have to start all over or start that step over, or maybe that's it. You can no longer become an Animagus for this playthrough. Again, that might be a bit harsh because of the complexity of this magic. I really think it needs to be something very difficult to complete. I think a side quest would be a good way to do it. So very dedicated players could do this side quest and play through it and complete it, while other people who just want the story, don't want that extra challenge that I think this should have, don't necessarily need to. And again, I think it would be cool if it had effects in other things, like if you're doing a lot of time researching and trying to transform yourself, then other classes fail. You start to do poor on other classes, and that might have some sort of negative impact on your game and on the story and on your character and all that good stuff. These are just a few of my ideas and ways that I think becoming an Animagus could be introduced into this game, and personally how I think it should be done. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter so you don't miss any new news or updates on Hogwarts Legacy. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.